I'm Ariel Finch. I go to Woodbine Elementary School in Woodbine, and my school is hybrid, but I'm fully remote.
My name's Maeve Smith. I go to Upper Township Middle School, and my school just switched to either all in person or all remote.
Our school is hybrid. I go into the building Monday, Tuesday, and work online Wednesday through Friday. And my name is Burke Fitzsimmons.
My name is Olivia Lewis. I go to Richard M. Titleman of Lower Cape May Regional. We're hybrid right now.
Attend Ocean City Intermediate School in Ocean City School District. And currently we're hybrid, but after spring break, we're going back full time.
I am David Okani, and I've been 5 days a week throughout the entire time, and I go to Crest Memorial in Wildwood School District.
I'm Turner, and I go to Dennis Township School District in Dennis Township. And we started off the year doing a hybrid, and last week was our first week doing 5 days in person.
The consistency of the schedule has been kind of hard to get used to because the virtual days can have a lighter workload compared to the in-person school days.
The online work was probably the biggest adjustment. It was more difficult to complete assignments outside of school. It wasn't possible to get the same amount of help as when we were in the building full time.
I think the lack of interaction with teachers and other students has been really tough for me.
Not being able to be in school, and there's a lot of Wi-Fi problems, so sometimes some classes aren't able to go through is probably my biggest, hardest adjustment.
Probably the hardest adjustment has been not using lockers since we're in person. So I can't really have that extra space to put all my books or folders.
The hardest adjustment for me was just not being in school 5 days a person, and I had to become a little bit more organized.
I think the hardest adjustment for me has been going on the Zoom schedules because I've had to rely more on myself to teach myself the curriculum.
I'm a lot more organized throughout the year, and I've learned how to do a little bit more of time management, and I've learned to teach myself some new things.
The positive of this year has been actually going to school and not being virtual.
I think that a positive from this is that I become a lot more independent since the beginning of COVID, which has been a really big positive for me.
I think learning to adapt and become more flexible with everything has been a positive because I really like a schedule and on point direction.
I think it's because I'm not around a lot of people to distract me, so I could quietly do my work on my own time and have a lot of space.
It's helped me learn to adapt to new situations like new learning environments and schedules.
Probably this experience helped me for the future. I was able to focus on improving my ability to work independently.
I think it depends on the kid because a lot of kids, they're in a situation where they have all the materials and they have the mindset to complete their task at home, but other kids don't necessarily have the materials. And also they're just not motivated enough to do it in some cases, which it's just based on what kind of person you are.
A lot of my classmates have handled it really well, but others are leaning on other people to tell them. In the beginning of the year, they were leaning on other people to tell them the Zoom schedules and what work we have to do.
If people are organized, then other people, it should be easier for them. But other people say they're not determined enough or don't have that more motivation to go on the Zooms or even go to class, can really be behind with other students.
I think my classmates have doing good during this whole thing because they're also learning how to work independently, and I think it'll prepare them well for high school.
I think that some of my classmates are a little bit struggling, but others are doing well.
I think my classmates are kind of like me and they're just trying to do their best in like every new situation.
I think that I know that my friends are doing great and we've been working together a lot of the time, but I know that others have been struggling throughout this whole thing.
My ELA teacher in 7th grade really helped me because she adjusted really well from going to all in person to all remote because she didn't put too much pressure on the assignments.
During my 7th grade year, my social studies teacher, Miss Hannah, had a good balance in distance learning. She made the meetings fun and didn't give too much work. And this year, Miss Blanda, my math teacher, has also had a good balance and helped me with difficult assignments.
I think last year my math teacher, Mr. Polyblank, he prepared me prior to the whole situation because he's a tough teacher and he was always he was time management, it was all about that.
I would say my 7th grade year would be my math teacher because he tried to get the stress off of us, like make jokes and stuff like that. And then this year, my 8th grade year, I would say it's my ELA teacher because she's like really patient with us and she's not trying to pressure on us like all that.
My science teacher, his name is Mr. Fritz. He has gone through a lab in school to being online and relying on the students to do their work. So that's a huge change that he has to kind of go over.
I had 3 main teachers who have been a really big role in my virtual experience. It's been Mr. Barbado, Mrs. Parker, and Mrs. Morris. They've all converted their curriculum to online to online from what they previously had it. And they've all pushed me to be a better student. And they are always looking out for other students as well.
My language arts teacher and science teacher have really had to adjust because they didn't use Google Classroom as much as they do now. And they've just been pushing us to do our best, and they've adjusted so every kid feels comfortable with the curriculum. I do care a lot about my grades, and I'm an organized person, and I'm always there to help other students when they need it.
I want my high school teachers to know that I'm a very determined student and I will always be helpful to other students and to the teacher when they need my help.
My answer is kind of like both of theirs. I am determined. I get good grades. Since virtual has basically taken over this year, I've more progressed how I am as a human, my emotions and my school level. So I'm just a hardworking.
Good.
I value my grades. I'm working or willing to work hard and to do well. Hopefully, as I transition into high school, the teachers can further help me to be an independent worker.
Okay.
My high school teachers to know that I have very high expectations for myself.
I would want my high school teachers to know that I'm more of a thinker than a talker. So even though if I don't talk a lot in class, I'm still listening and stuff.
I want my high school teacher to know that I do good when they give us a time period and that I work in comfortable spaces.
I want to go into the medical field, specifically a surgeon, like a neurosurgeon or a cardiothoracic surgeon specifically.
Pretty simple. I want to do honors classes, get good grades, graduate, do all 4 years of college, maybe more, depends on what I'm doing.
Go to college, and I want to get a good job. And
I think my main goal is to go to college at Villanova University and play lacrosse there.
My dream is to run a business because I love to paint and surf and I already have a little mini business. So I think it'd be really cool for that to become my full-time job someday.
My main goal is to finish out high school and go to college at UCLA and play basketball there.
I want to go to college and hopefully graduate to get a good job. I want to be well-rounded so that not only I'll grow as a person, but possibly earn like scholarships. I can do this by taking honors classes, playing sports, and continue working with student council.